Today's episode is brought to you by Honey. Honey's out there trying to save you some money. Also, today we're brought to you by MeUndies. MeUndies are the undies that I have on my body currently, presently, and will for some time because they feel so good. Unless I have a reason to take them off. Right, Crendor? Right?
Sure.
Thanks, pal. Yeah. All right, let's jump into this podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Bob and Crendor.
This is Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Live. Before our recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's up. Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Sunday episode of Cax Crendor in the morning.
Oh, hey.
Oh, what's up? Oh, hi. Hello.
Hello. Hey. Hi. Hi. Hello.
You know, right at the top, before we start.
All right.
If, let's say, around December 12th, you want to go to Chicago. Let's just say you want to go to Chicago.
Okay.
And see a live show. And let's say you're also, I'm gonna beg vaccinated. Let's say you're also vaccinated.
That would be good.
And you want to come to a show. I'm just letting you know one is in the works. And more information soon. And I would love for you to be there. Because last time we had a ton of fun, and then we were gonna do another show, and then COVID happened, and then a year and a half went by.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, I've been out into public now, and I miss it. Last night, I went out with our dear friend Josh, Lore, as you may know him.
Yes.
And hung out with him and his lovely lady, and we went and, drank a bunch of crazy beers at this crazy brewery. I've never had so many weird sour beers or beers that were made from churros or whatever in my entire life. It was great. Super fun. And because there were no rules, we brought pie and ate pie. And it was perfect. A perfect night. And I realized, man, I want to do that more often. But this was like a very small brewery place. Everyone in there was like people playing card games and stuff. So it wasn't like packed, crowded, crazy place.
Right.
It seemed like a bunch of nerds being nerds. And then there was a lot of spacing between seating, and there's a lot of people outside and stuff like that. So it felt safe relatively to where I've been before. The only other time I've gone out that was in sort of a bar-y setting, it hit 7 p.m. and I was like, there's too many 19-year-olds here or whatever. They look way too young to be at this bar, and they're all on top of each other. And I was like, this is how they get me. No, I'm out.
I went and got food with my one friend last week, and we were it was like a bar thing. There wasn't that many people there, but one guy at the bar looked over at us, and he was like, "You look like the guy from Hanson."
You specifically?
Yes. And I said, you know what? Maybe I do. And he was like, I think he was an older, probably late 40s, early 50s, bald Irish man.
Oh, so my dad was there? Is that what do you mean?
It quite possibly could have been your dad. He definitely we thought it was a German accent at first, and then we overheard him mentioning Irish and how he's Irish.
Interesting. Well, he could have a little German accent and still be Irish.
That's possible. Yeah.
So there's an Irish dude who lives in Germany who picked up a little accent. That has to have happened.
That's true. It has to have.
Speaking of people that look like you, though, this past week, come on, that video that I sent you, that dude looks like you.
That one.
That guy looks like the tattooed version of you. He's got more facial. He's got more everything.
Back to work rebuilding a wooden boat.
Yeah. He's in that video for all of 2 minutes. They're like, what do you do? He's like, I'm the captain. I build boats. And I'm like, that is Crendor's doppelganger. If you go online, internet, I'm going to make this the image for this episode is what I'm going to do. And it is straight up just this guy who looks like an older, I'm going to say more over at Crendor.
Maybe that is me.
Maybe that's future
just in
you.
a weird time dimension. That is.
Yeah, he like builds boats. He's got the hair. He's got the beard. The only thing I can't really tell is because he's got giant sunglasses, so it's hard to make out the rest of him. But like, come on, you're more ripped than he is, though. I'll say that.
That's true. He's
you got like musculature, and he's kind of like work on boats and drink marijuana. Yeah,
he's definitely drinking marijuana.
Oh yeah, he's drinking his marijuana.
He also has a tattoo of a garbage can.
And he has a tattoo that looks kind of like some sort of creature on his arm. What is that? Do you see that thing on his shoulder? It's like a bug creature.
What is?
It's like something that crawls out of a tree to ask you a riddle. What the hell is that thing?
I think this is like if I had like YouTube and everything didn't work out years ago. And then I was just like, well, what am I going to do now? I'm like, oh, go to like Alaska and work on a boat.
Yeah, I guess I'll build wooden boats. I mean, that's what this whole show. I don't know what this is. This is clearly episode 4 of something, unless it really is episode 104, which is crazy. But it seems like it's episode 104 of a TV show where it's like dudes building wood boats from scratch, which, by the way, is super cool.
Yeah.
I think that's neat to just build a boat from scratch. That's like old school cool. But this guy, he's like, yeah, I have a company. We build boats. And I can't believe he exists. People all the time are like, dude, that guy looks like you. And I know there is a large contingent of fat nerd who we are all doppelgangers of each other. Red beard. Oh, yeah, like the black shirt. Like, I get it. I know who we are. But I've never seen another Crendor. And this is pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, it is honestly like a distant relative or something. I don't know.
Oh, but, yeah.
And he's got the creative working on stuff. Like I'm building miniature boats over here. He's building real boats.
It's almost the same thing.
Yeah, practically.
Yeah. The hard part is I don't know exactly what he looks like because the beard and the hair, like he definitely has Unabomber vibes. You don't know what this guy's really up to. Like, why are you building these boats, my friend? What's going on with you? But all put together, he definitely has a Crendor vibe. I don't know if you'd be walking around with like a dirty button-up sleeveless shirt that definitely at one point had sleeves, but he cut those sleeves off.
Yeah, that's the difference. I prefer my like athleisure clothing.
Yeah, you don't do buttons. Buttons like not part of your life.
Yeah, no, I just have like some short sleeve shirts, and I got like some Lululemon shirts, which like those shirts last
I love
forever.
that you have those. I love because you're like they vent the air.
They do. They're very breathable.
Sure, you gotta breathe. You gotta breathe up in there.
I'm all about comfort.
Yeah, you're like Quiet from Metal Gear. You have to breathe through your skin. That's why you wear so many bikinis.
What?
That is a joke that's a deep cut for the nerds out there. For the nerds, and I'm going to say perverts.
I'm not nerdy enough for that one.
Or perverted. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Stick to my sports references.
Someone out there, there's going to be comments in this video be like, nailed it, Jesse. Hilarious joke. They're going to love it. Your kids are going to love it.
So yeah, I don't know. It does. I was gonna bring up a tweet you made because I thought it was a while ago. So you said, where was it? Oh yeah, here it is. Pretty much a guy spilled your drink, and then he was like, "You did this" or something, and then you had people being like, "This idiot's ordering coffee."
Yes, that did happen this week. Blew my mind. I couldn't believe. So the one that set me off. So I tweeted about how earlier this week I ordered coffee. I was at the office, ordered coffee, and the guy driving the car pulled up, and he like lifted up the bag, and it was just dripping with coffee. And he was like, "Bro, oh, your coffee spilled in my car, bro. God." And he was like so mad. And I was like, sorry. Right? Like, what do I say? Like, you literally spilled my coffee. I was like, should I get a refund? What should I do? And he's like, I don't know. I got to clean my damn car now. I was like, I mean, it's not my fault. You know that, right? He's like, dude,
you did.
Oh, this is so dumb, and he like drove off.
That's like ordering at a restaurant, and they bring out your food and drop it, and they're like, "Oh my god, look what you did."
Yeah, and I just couldn't believe that he was so mad at me, and so I had to take my coffee immediately to the dumpster because the things were open. The bag was literally half filled with coffee. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Did you like report it?
Yeah, I mean, I got a refund,
okay.
And then they were like, "We'll send one out to you for free." I was like, "Great," but I tweeted, "Hey, I got this coffee," and there was one comment that was something along the lines of like, "I can't believe you ordered one coffee," and I was like, "Time out." Where in my tweet did I say ordered one? I said coffee. Isn't the plural of coffee? Should I have said coffees? I don't know what I was like, I don't know what you want from me. The internet was just like, let me tell you why you're such a stuck up American because you ordered coffee. And I was like, I ordered more than one drink. Like, why are you upset with me? I don't understand. And they're like, I don't just make coffee at the office. It's like, it was espresso based. I don't have.
Well, there's your problem. You got to define it. See,
you shouldn't have to.
Well, now
you shouldn't have to.
Well, all right, you're hitting like coffee elitist Crendor tiers. All right, it bothers me when people are like, "I'm getting a coffee," but I'm like, coffee is like you brew it and it's there. That's a coffee. Like other things are like lattes, espressos.
But if it's iced coffee, I don't know what they make with the iced coffee. I imagine that's just coffee.
Is just coffee with ice in it.
Okay, but if you're going out with friends and you're going to say a cafe.
Right.
And someone says, "Yo, what are you guys going to get?" And you say coffee. That covers the general scope of brewed coffee to espresso to cold coffees and iced coffees and frozen like frappuccino things. It covers the whole thing. All I'm saying is you only have 280 characters. Coffee fits. The point wasn't that I got coffee. The point was the coffee I did get, the guy spilled and then blamed it on me. But no one focused on that part. Everyone focused on the part where they're like, this dumbass American. What an idiot. So lazy they are. They can't even make I'm like, what are you talking?
Well, I
can't even treat myself to some good coffee.
I think if you would have defined it more, it makes it a little more picture. Because when you say like they spilled my coffee, I picture someone with just like like a Starbucks venti coffee and they just spilled it in the thing. But if you say like, oh, they spilled my latte, it's a little more like, oh, okay, that's like they had to fancy make that.
Here's
drink
the thing,
it's all in there.
You and I both know if I said he spilled my latte, there would be different people in my chat being like, this latte drinking American son of a bitch over there drinking his dumb lattes. Who do you think you are, Mr. Frou Frou? Oh, yeah.
No matter what you say, someone's going to yell at you. But
there's a no win.
I'm arguing for the specifications of this because I like the picture in my head.
Well, I shouldn't have to specify every time I tweet. And if you're wondering, Jesse, well then why do you tweet? Great point. In fact, 90% of the time I go to tweet a thing, I simply do not. So if you're wondering why some days there's no tweets coming from me, it's because I literally probably had a hot take, said, nah, I'm good, and deleted it. Because I can't be asked to look at everyone and be like, here's what I think about the opinion that you have and why you're so bad. It's like, I made a terrible error.
Yeah, I mean, I would have, like I said, I would have rather been the guy been like, look, this guy ordering a latte.
No, I would rather not have to deal with that either. Why can't I just enjoy? Why can't I just enjoy things?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't care, but I would have preferred to be yelled at for having a latte is what I'm saying.
Like, I don't know how to explain to people, so it's like, okay, my options are either A, I stop whatever I'm working on, go someplace to get the coffee, come back, or continue what I'm working on, get coffee brought to me, continue working, and then leave the office at a reasonable time instead of staying here till like 7 or 8 at night. I made my bed. I have chosen to lay in that. I'm fine paying the extra few dollars for them to bring it to me. It's not a big deal. Everyone's like, oh, this asshole. I'm like, you don't live my life. You don't pay my sub. Get out of here.
I mean, it's also a thing where like I feel like if you're only doing it every so often, like whatever. But if like you're doing it every day, maybe that's like it's getting a little crazy or something.
It just depends on what my vibe is. Some days I'm like, I guess I'll make a coffee here at the office, and some days I'm like, I could use like a low-fat triple frap snoozle boozle with extra whipped cream and a Slurpee burpee. You know what I mean? Like, some days you just want to have fun.
Yeah.
You got to get that Slurpee burpee, though. You got to ask for it special.
See, it's like, okay, the coffee elitist in me, right? I understand where you're coming from. Because I'm like, it has like espresso and stuff, which is a form of coffee. But when you just like, you blend all the things of like coffee together, it doesn't work for me. Because I'm like,
I wouldn't blend the things of coffee. Who's going to blend the things of coffee?
But you just did by saying I'm getting a coffee.
Why do I have to be specific to say I am purchasing a latte? Because, and so that it makes you comfortable. Why do I have to make you comfortable with my purchase?
Because that's our society.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, that's literally everybody today. Everybody.
I don't get on you when you're like, I bought my $26 Moroccan fresh grind that came from a monkey's anus.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Specifying that I bought a Moroccan anus coffee.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, this idiot. I would have been like, oh, what was that like? How did it taste? I wouldn't be like, oh, this guy.
Okay, here's what I'm getting at, all right? I'll give you an example. All right, if I get a Frappuccino, okay, and I drink that Frappuccino, a lot of times it's so sweet that I need black coffee to balance it out afterwards because I'm like, oh, man, the bitterness of that coffee is going to balance it out. I'm not going to be like, man, I just had this sweet coffee. I'm going to need a coffee to balance out that coffee.
Oh, right, but if you went to a place and you ordered, like everyone at the table ordered something, right? And then you went to go tell people that you were ordering drinks with everyone at that place, and everyone was like, oh, what are you having? You wouldn't proceed to then list every single drink being ordered, would you?
Yes.
I would have been like, we're all having coffee. That's it.
But if you go up to order it, we'll have 5 coffees.
But you wouldn't say that. No.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's quick to the point. Not everyone needs to know every damn thing you're doing. You just say, hey, we're having coffee. Like I said last night, we ate pie and drank stuff. I didn't say like, well, we had one cherry pie and we had one pie that was like a weird like chocolate pie that I didn't have. So like,
can be a specified like general thing. So you're like, what kind of pie you having? When you say coffee, the problem is that if you have like coffee, people I think instantly think of like brewed coffee with like coffee.
I don't think that's true. I don't think everyone thinks of brewed coffee. I don't think that's true. I think when you say coffee, people think of like
coffee are the people
water
that
that's black. People think of black water and they think of like the ways you can drink it. That's it. That's all they're thinking about. I don't know that people like you are hyped up on coffee because you're like the coffee connoisseur. And you're just like, I have all these things of coffee, but I like my espresso and I like this. It's just like wine people. You're like, yeah, I'm having wine. They're like, what kind of wine? Like, I don't know. I'm having wine.
Well, I'm also a wine person. That
I know. Oh, I'm aware.
There's going to be things you got or you're just like, everybody's going to be bothered by something. It's like if somebody might be, you might be like a lore nerd with like Final Fantasy or something, be like, the thing, and I'm just like, whatever, it's story.
Yeah, right. But my point is that I wouldn't then show up if you're like, I just did this thing in Final Fantasy. Like, I just went to a dungeon in Final Fantasy. I'm not going to show up and be like, actually, that was a raid. Raid mechanically is different from a... Like, I'm not going to do that to you. I would never do that to you.
There is somebody that's going to do it, though.
Well, yes, and I'm saying stop that. I'm saying stop it. Let people enjoy. Let people have fun.
No, you don't get that fun. This is my coffee grounds. This is where I got my coffee grounds.
Oh, my goodness.
I think, okay, I get it. Like, I used to be worse with it. I don't really care as much anymore. I'm like, you know what? It's like a form of coffee, whatever. But I feel like if you're doing a tweet or something, I feel like specifying what kind of coffee it is going to be good for the tweet because you're painting a picture. You're writing.
But it wasn't the problem with the tweet. The tweet problem that people had was they were mad that I was ordering drinks to me rather than going to get them.
But I thought you said there were people who are mad because you're like, oh, you can make coffee in 20 seconds.
Oh, well, there were some people who were like, I'm mad that you ordered coffee when you can just make coffee at home. And I was like, or they were like, you ordered one coffee? And I was like, no. I didn't reply to them because I don't feel like it's justified me replying, but like I didn't order one coffee. I never mentioned one coffee. You just assumed that I was speaking of a singular rather than a plural. now I know from now on I have to say coffees.
I mean, you could have some
or get specific. But it wasn't lattes. It was a numerous amount of things. It wasn't just. It was like coffee plus latte plus like a drink, like an iced tea drink. Like it was just. You know what I'm saying?
We could have said ordered drinks.
I could. You know what? I could have said that. I could have said that, but I didn't. And there is no edit function, so I got destroyed on Twitter by a bunch of people in Europe who were like Americans. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. All I wanted to do was just say this guy was being an asshole, and it was funny to me that he was upset. And then it was people were like, Americans, they can all drink coffees away. And I was like, oh my ass.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have did that. I'm just, I also think it's fun.
That's all I'm saying. Is you can judge me. You can judge me. Just don't do it on Twitter. Just privately in your own home be like, this asshole. And that's fine. I'll be okay with that.
It's I also, as your friend, just like to poke you with a stick a bit.
How dare you? How dare you do this?
Because really, I would have read that thing and been like, oh, that sucks. And I just like kept scrolling my Twitter and then being like, man, why am I looking at Twitter, and then closed it.
Well, speaking of coffee,
right.
This week I went to a bagel place that's like kind of near the office. Like it's all right. It's solidly all right. They do have like a great bacon, egg, and cheese bagel on a spinach bagel, if you will. Very good, delicious. But when I was there was a guy in front of me who, he looked, I'm gonna say 95. He was like shaking the entire time. He was old, frail, but this man knew exactly what he wanted, and he began to order a bagel like some people order like lattes. See, I did that for you. I was about to say coffee.
Thank you.
But like lattes. And so I had to write down everything he said because it was so detailed. He said, I want an everything bagel, one pass rub off of the everything. So I imagine he wanted them to scrape some of the everything off. And then he said, hollow out the bagel, cream cheese 2 scoops aside, crispy as possible, almost burnt. And the woman just went, okay. And just like went in and did it. It was crazy. And I imagine that's his thing. But I thought about what he was saying, and I was like, okay, so he got an everything bagel, but he doesn't really want all of the everything. Then he wanted them to scoop out the insides of the bagel so that like when they cut it, most of the bread on the inside's gone, I imagine. Then 2 scoops of cream cheese on each side. And then I guess so that cream cheese took up most of the inside of the bagel. And then he wanted them to burn the hell out of it. And I was like, you know what? That's crazy. But that man knows exactly what he wants. He's not here to play around. He's got like days left. He's like, I don't give a shit. Make my bagel the way I want it. And I was like, you know what? I need to be like this guy more often.
This guy does seem like a guy. He knows what he wants. And you know what? If I was like, what the shit? Then I wouldn't be able to get... I'd be hypocritical to then go to other things and be like, where's my double shot? Blah, 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 right?
Yeah. It's just I've never seen that at anything but
a bagel
coffee.
Enthusiast.
Yeah, or drinks in general. Or like if you go to a restaurant, sometimes a person, especially in LA, sometimes you go to a restaurant with a person and they'll be like, yes, I see here you have a Caesar salad. Is it perchance that I could purchase a Caesar salad minus the chicken, plus shrimp, minus the Caesar, plus a nice vinaigrette? And then instead of the like normal salad, could you put in like a different veggie mix, if you would? You're like, did you just order an entirely different menu item and then just say it was the Caesar? And because LA, they're like, yes, sir, of course we can. And you're like, what the hell is happening?
Can I get a cheeseburger, but like replace the burger with like a chicken breast, and then maybe put like cheese on top of like pepper jack instead of cheddar, and then maybe like lettuce, tomato, hold everything else? Like, you just order a chicken sandwich? And it's like, no. Did you not hear me?
It was a cheeseburger with chicken minus the burger, please.
Yeah. Like, I feel like some people just make it overly complex just to do it. Or to sound fancier.
I don't know if this is like an apocryphal tale, but
apocryphal.
Yes, that's your $1 million word. An apocryphal tale.
Apocryphal.
Are we in a definition?
Empirical. How do you spell this?
Apocryphal.
Apocryphal. I can't find it.
You can't find apocryphal?
Of or relating to anaphora? I think you just made this word up.
Apocryphal.
Apocryphal.
Yes.
Of doubtful authenticity.
Yes. I don't know if this is a true story is what I'm trying to say.
All
There's
right.
$1 million word. Apocryphal. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that, I don't remember which musician this is, but one of the musicians, and I'm sure someone will let us know, would write in his contracts, all of his contracts, and in his dressing room, he wanted green M&Ms. And everyone was like, oh, what an asshole this guy is. But the reason why it was in there, what he said, was that he was like, I wanted to make sure they read the contract. So I would get everything that I signed up for. So in there, it would say, in the dressing room, a bowl of green M&Ms. And so I wonder if that's kind of like the vibe of, people who are like, I'm an executive, I'm a businessman, so I'm going to go to a restaurant and I'm going to like give them the most complicated order to make sure they're listening to me. Now, I could have ordered a chicken sandwich, but I think they should listen to me. So I'm going to give them a complicated order for a chicken sandwich that isn't a chicken sandwich. Right? Like that kind of thing. I don't know. Or they're just assholes. But
Probably the latter.
Yeah. I don't know. Apocryphal. Yeah. Most of it is it's like urban legends and things like that.
Oh, I see.
Right? Or sometimes it's there's a lot of parts of the Bible that they say were left out.
Oh, yeah.
So people are like, oh, that's like an apocryphal tale. Like it's something that was like biblical but not. Like that kind of thing.
I see. Interesting.
So it's it's like the stuff they chose not to include.
Yeah. I thought that is the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I maybe that counts. I'm not sure. But I know that there's many books that were written that are considered like canonical to the Bible. They're like, nah, leave them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I think that was it was like the Catholic Church thing, right? In the medieval times, they like went through, or what's his name? That guy,
Yeah, it was like in 1030 something, 10 something.
Was it Constantinople?
It might have been.
It's one of those like older kings.
Well, it would have been Constantine then.
Constantine, I think that's it.
And so, yeah, they decided what to keep and what not. And so, yeah, that's why people are like, wait, why are there these other things that were written and you chose to leave them out? And I'm sure like, well, look, I'm sure there's a lot of politics and a lot of nonsense was involved. And what we got is what we got.
Oh, my God. Speaking of kings, I've been learning about castles.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So...
what is that?
What, a castle?
No, I thought you said I've been learning about castle.
Castles.
Oh, I didn't hear the S. I was like, I've been learning about castle. I'm like, and what does that mean?
I've been learning about the castle, yes. Because I'm writing my book and everything, so I want to like design a main castle. And I was like, well, I don't even know, like, I know about like video game castles and I know what's in castles, but I don't know how they're laid out. So I was like, I'm going to watch a thing on castles. So I went straight to YouTube. And of course, there's like some top tier castle building things. And the one was pretty good, where it's just like, this type of castle would be like this. And then you'd upgrade if you had money and blah, blah, blah. And then I learned a decent amount about castles. There's some crazy castles out there because they're showing all the like big ones from like civilizations and stuff. There's like, I think there was one in Syria, or one of those places. There's one in like the Dover Castle in England's pretty crazy. I think there's one in Spain. There's like the crazy one in Poland with the Teutonic Knights. There's some crazy castles.
What I think you'll love is one of my favorite parts of history is when things rapidly change. So, for example, when everyone had horses and then suddenly there were cars, like that kind of vibe.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my favorite parts of history is all the kings of Europe built castles, right? You protect yourself, so you have like a moat to protect yourself from like troops on the ground. You have strong, fortified walls that are like super, super thick to protect yourself from catapults and all sorts of different things. And they're very high to protect you from like guys climbing over it. And maybe you're up against a cliff face, or maybe you're like up on a hill so people can't just eat. All these different strategies they made.
Yeah.
And then some asshole came along and was like, let me tell you about cannons. And suddenly everything about castles had to change because they were like, one shot can tear down that wall. We got this. And I love that part of history because suddenly it's like every monarchy being like, oh my God, what do we do? And so they start building wacky ass castle designs in order to prevent cannon fire or to keep cannons from kind of like messing with their fortifications. And so they start having weird points and like sharp little areas, and like it's incredible. It's so silly.
Yeah,
that and boats. When they were like, all right, we have to stop cannons from hitting us. What do we do? And they just like start putting iron all over boats, and then like the cannonballs start bouncing off, and then you end up with battles where it's like two ships firing on each other, and they can do no damage to each other. So they're like, well, all right, I guess we'll see you guys next time. And they just like go their separate ways because nothing happens. Oh yeah,
that is pretty funny.
Those are the best parts of history where everyone's like, we don't know what we're doing. We're just shooting at each other till we figure it out. It's crazy.
I didn't realize how much there's like crazy traps and stuff in castles too, where they got like, there's like the murder holes because they like get through the one gate and they're like, we're in. And then like another gate's there and it closes, and then they like dump oil and shit on them.
Yeah. That's why they have in most castles that sort of like first gate, second gate, kind of cave system, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was like, why do they do that? And I was like, oh, that's where they kill people.
Yeah, you think you're in one, and it's like, you idiot. And then, then the bodies are stuck there, and so you have to wait over your fellow knights and soldiers, and that's a pain in the ass. That's why sieging castles, most of the time, it was just like, we'll wait a few months and let them starve to death.
Yeah, that's that makes sense now, because I was trying to learn about sieges too. So I was like, sieges, you got like your siege weapons, but then sieges would just last forever because it's like they don't actually want to attack it. Because you're like, God, that's going to be annoying.
Yeah, it was mostly about your morality level. Because you could like, a lot of the time they would be like, all right, do we have sick and wounded? Great, throw them on the catapult and fling them in there and get everyone in the castle a disease.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. That's
or like, they have a river that goes into the castle. Dam up the river so they die of like water thirst, dehydration.
Water thirst, the worst.
Water thirst. I forgot the name. Water thirst.
Sir, we're dying of water thirst. God damn. What do we do?
That's what they would have called it in the olden days.
The old water thirst.
Water thirst. We must needs water.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, you're like, nobody will penetrate the castle. And then it's like, what do we do if we want to go out and we're trapped? And you're like, uh-oh. I guess they build tunnels and stuff. Yeah,
so there's a lot of famous castles that have secret tunnels into town. And most of the time, there were also secret rooms. So a lot of the time, a castle would be built, and then not every person building the castle had all the information about how the castle worked. So it'd be like the guys in the walls wouldn't have the information about like the inside, right? Or the guys on the inside wouldn't know what the bed chambers looked like, that kind of thing. And then usually in the king's, there was like, I don't know, maybe one or two secret rooms. And most of the time they were supposed to be where the king and his family would hide if, there was an invasion, and it was one of those things where it was really hard to find and then probably had a back exit to get out. But usually what it was is where the king's mistress would live. And then there was a back way so that she could come and go during the day and then stay there at night. And the king would be like, oh, yes, I've got to go check the taxes. And he'd like leave. And it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it would be one of those things where like keep it secret from everyone, even the family, so only the king knew. There's actually, oh my God, there's a really great story that we did on Chilluminati about a castle in Scotland that has a secret hidden room. And, up until the 1900s, there were like in the 1800s, there's this legend of like a monster living in this castle. And everyone thinks supposedly it was maybe a disfigured family member that they hid away in this part of the castle. But no one to this day can find the secret room. Even the wife of the Duke at the time she, like, when he was out of town, she got all of her friends together, and they figured, well, it has to have a window, right? Because, you know, it's a castle. They have to have a window to let air in. So we're going to go around with white cloth and hang white cloth out of every single window, and people outside will check and see what windows we have found. And according to the legend, somewhere between, but by the time the Duke came back, there was either between four or less windows unidentified, and they had been everywhere in the castle, right? So who knows? But then the Duke saw what was going on and was like, what the hell? And divorced her, which is like, whoa, there is a secret there somewhere. So, yeah. And it has never to this day been found. And you can literally go to that castle and go on tours. They have a tea room that you can, like, buy tea and have high tea at. It's this real place. It's just, you know, there's a lot of secrets that it was like, apparently only the king, his first son, or not the king, the Duke, his first son, and the groundskeeper knew the location of the secret room.
And then did they find it? Did they get it?
They've never found it. They never found it. They never found what was hidden there. All they know is that in the late 1800s, early 1900s, the grandson of the Duke was offering to rent out the castle to people and have people stay there. So they assumed at that point, whatever the thing was, whatever was going on there was over. If it was a person, that person had died. And so he felt comfortable renting out the space.
Huh.
But it has never once been looked into. I mean, like, there's been stories and people have gone there. Like, there was one guy who said that he saw, like, a creature on the walls. There's one guy who was a doctor who said that at night he was walking down a hallway that he had just, like, discovered on accident. And at the end was a wall, just a solid wall. But when he put his hand on it, the brick was still wet. Like, it had just been put there. And the next day they told him to leave, to, like, go home. And the groundskeeper, there's a story about how a famous opera singer was staying with the Duke and the people in the house, and it was snowed that night, and everyone was like, "Oh, groundskeeper, you can stay for the night. Don't worry about it." And he was like, "No." Like, what do you mean? He's like, "No, I'm not going to stay here." And like, why? And he's like, "I wouldn't stay here if you paid me. This place is like, there's something wrong with it." So it was like 1.5 feet of snow or something like that. And he made all the servants dig a path 1 mile down to his house rather than stay the night in the castle.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's one of those mysteries where it's like, what was the secret of the, who knows? We'll never know. But it's
unless we blast it open with gunpowder.
I mean, here's the thing. We probably could. It doesn't seem very strong. It is a national landmark now, so that's probably going to be, going to be trouble. But
we got to convince the Scottish government to blast it open with gunpowder.
Let us blast it open. There was one theory that at some point in the history of that castle, like another clan, like another Scottish clan, came to these people for help, and then the clan like vanished. And so the theory was that the clan came to these people for help and they saw it as an opportunity. So they put all the clansmen in one room and then sealed it up and let them just starve to death. And they're like, now that territory is ours. Like, there's so many theories about, and they're like, well, maybe that's why everyone was terrified, because if the secret ever came out, the whole family would be ruined. Like that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And no one has a clue. All I know is that the grandson, the son that was alive in like 1900, he refused to hear the tale from his father, because whatever had happened, when his grandfather told his father changed from being like a happy, jovial person to being super depressed.
Oh, geez.
And he was like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. And so everyone thinks the story died there. But also, apparently, there's rumors that the family was very theatrical. And because they lived in the middle of nowhere, Scotland, a lot of people think the whole thing was made up just so people would come visit them in the middle of nowhere.
That does also seem plausible.
Yeah. There's so many plausible things where it's just like, who knows? We'll never know. But all of them seem like, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like that could be true.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's awesome.
I know, right? Castles. They're neat.
Castles.
Castles. Well, you know what else is neat? Here we go. This is
nice.
This is good. Yeah. Me undies is what's neat. Mm-hmm. I'm sure all of you out there have been thinking about getting new undies. I know you probably saying, what, Jesse? What? You have. You have, because every time we talk about MeUndies on this show, I get messages from people, even our dear friend Davis. He went out and got some, and he loved it. You're missing out if you're not jumping on the MeUndies train. They're the softest undies in the most fun prints that make you feel comfortable down to your core. So if you're ready to feel, I guess nothing really. If you're ready to feel nothing on your hot bod, MeUndies is the way to go. MeUndies designs limited edition prints like all the time so you can express yourself every single day. Building your undie collection and picking out what lucky pair gets to meet your butt is the most fun thing you can do with a pair of underwear on. Yeah, that checks out. Choose prints with corgis, chicken nuggets, your zodiac sign, goofy puns, and more. MeUndies also has cool collabs with like the Rolling Stones, and they have a new one now. If you like the new Space Jam, new Legacy movie, they got that for you. But you have to grab them fast because once they're gone for good. Cue the saddest of violins. MeUndies has a great offer for you right now. If you are a first-time purchaser and you want to get some underwear, and more importantly, just a reminder, you can also get Crendor brand as well, where it's just like a little gray. It's just one solid color. They have so many varieties and types. There's even like kind of like an in-between where it's, a little more fun, where it's like, oh, that's neon, or that's like a light blue, right? Before you get into things that have like underoos, you know what I mean?
Yes.
MeUndies right now. For your first-time purchaser, you get 15% off and free shipping. They have a problem-free philosophy where if you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund it and exchange it. No caveats, no questions, no nothing. So if you want to get 15% off, free shipping, 100% satisfaction guaranteed, go to MeUndies.com/Crendor. That's MeUndies.com/Crendor to get 15% off your first order and free shipping. Also, today we're brought to you by Honey. What is Honey? The best way to save money online. We all shop online. Well, all right. Almost all of us. You know what? I bet even like the dude in the middle of the wilderness still buys something online. I'm gonna make that call. We've all seen at checkout that little promo code thing that just taunts us, and it's like, if you had a code, you could save some money. Honey is here to help you fill that little checkout box. Honey is a free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores, which range from tech sites to gaming products to popular fashion brands, even food delivery. I use it all the time when I buy office supplies. That is the way I buy office supplies. Because every week it feels like we have to buy something new. This week, I bought 4 microphones, 4 stands, 4 cords that are each different colors so we know which microphone goes to what, so we can do things here in the office more. So and when I went to go, boop, 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 that's me typing in Honey, boop, 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 boop. And when Honey popped down, I literally saved $45 on the purchase. That's great. It was fantastic. Imagine you're shopping for one of your favorite sites. You go to check out. Honey drops down, you click apply coupons, you wait a few seconds, Honey searches for coupons, and then it applies the best one it can for the site and your purchase. It's that simple. You watch the prices drop. Easy peasy. You can get anything from clothes to like a new watch to pizza, whatever the case may be. Honey has found over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings, and you right now can get on this. You don't want to miss out on these savings. It's that simple. It's literally free. It installs in seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. So all you got to do is go to joinhoney.com/Cox. That's joinhoney.com/Cox. Get it for free. Super easy. Joinhoney.com/Cox. Now let's go to Chapter 7 of the guys. Crendor, how's that traffic out there?
Oh boy, traffic. Honestly, traffic is it's pretty standard. There's a lot of cars, there's a lot of backups, so I thought I'd take this time to talk about types of coffees. First up, you have brewed coffee. It's done with gravity in some way, frequently a cone drip. Then you've got espresso, which is a finer grind of coffee in hot water under pressure. You got the Americano espresso with water, an attempt to make an espresso about as concentrated as brewed coffee. You got your cappuccino, that's espresso with a lot of steamed milk. Breakfast-only drink in Italy, as well as a cafe latte. A cortado is an espresso with a drop of steamed milk, a Spanish drink. A macchiato, that's an Italian name for a cortado. Then you got your mocha, that's hot chocolate with coffee pretty much. Yeah, and you got your frappuccino, which is, I think, possibly invented by Starbucks, according to this, with a lot of iced coffees blended and sugar and stuff. And there you go. Back to you.
What about an affogato?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what an oh my, Crendor.
Affogato?
Oh my God.
Affogato.
Imagine the
Italian
best
coffee-based dessert.
Ooh, imagine like delicious ice cream. And then one shot of espresso, and then you pour the espresso over the ice cream.
Oh! It does sound pretty good.
It's very good. It's very good.
Speaking of coffee ice cream, Trader Joe's got pretty good coffee ice cream.
I don't know that I can handle coffee ice cream. I would enjoy a Trader Joe's speculoos ice cream. You know what I mean?
I think they got that
cookie butter
too.
ice cream. Oh, that'd be good.
I think they actually have that.
Oh, now you're making me want to go to Trader Joe's.
Cookie butter ice cream. Yeah, they got it. In fact, I think I had
delicious.
it a long time ago. No,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you right now, coffee bean blast ice cream Trader Joe's. It's good.
Sounds like too much blast for me.
No.
So much bean blast.
No, it's good. I'm telling you right now. You heard it here first.
All right. Well, you know what else we need to hear? Weather.
Weather. Let's go to the old weather.
The old weather?
The old
weather. Weather.
Let's see if we got any recommendations here from the last podcast. Someone said storms are technically worse than depressions. Because there's like tropical depressions, tropical storms. So actually, that must be like a drizzle then.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess depression is just the air pressure, right?
Oh
boy, now you make me look this up. A depression, weather depression. That's probably not going to be the weather depression meaning. Yeah, an area of low pressure which moves from west to east in the northern hemisphere. Low pressure systems, cold fronts, warm fronts. Yeah, what happens during a depression? Air rises in a depression, so clouds and rainfall are formed. Depressions therefore bring unsettled weather and rain. Winds are normally stronger. But then a storm, I would imagine, is stronger because that's when it's like happening.
Oh. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, you can always tell. I think most people can tell. You know that like feeling you get right before a storm? I wonder if that's the low pressure depression. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you can just tell. Like the whole area, the weather effect changes.
Can't that like affect your joints and stuff? Because how pressure can.
Yeah, I imagine that's why. When people are like, oh, before it rains, my leg always acts up. It's probably not the rain, it's probably the pressure.
Yeah, I think you're right. How are we talking? Oh, yeah. So, first, there's the hurricane hitting Louisiana.
Yes.
Watch out for that one. I was watching the Weather Channel a bit because they always do the thing where they're like, we're going to go stand in it. And you're like, okay. And then they stand in it.
And then you watch it
like,
and it becomes terrifying.
Crazy. And there's like
Yeah.
shit flying all over. And I'm like, how has nobody on the Weather Channel gotten injured? Unless they probably have, honestly.
Oh,
I remember, one time we were watching it for one of the hurricanes or whatever it was. And like, they were in a building and like behind them, just a thing of glass just flew off and shattered. And they were like, oh my God. And they like cut the commercial.
I would too. I'd be like, you know what? Nah, I'm all right.
The one time they were filming, it might have been for this one. Some dude just like got out of his car and just like started running in the hurricane. And they started flying away, and they're like, "What are you doing? Get back here!" They're like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Flying away.
Yeah. They're like, "He's gonna get hit by debris or something." Then they like got him away, and they're like, "Dude, what are you doing?" So that was weird. It was pretty crazy. Might have been a tornado, but I think it was a hurricane.
I can't believe that. So FEMA tweeted out ReadyGov tweeted out a like infographic, and it's surviving catastrophic flooding. What a For something so terrible, this infographic is it's something you would see like top 5 places to eat cheeseburgers in Chicago. Hold on, let me send this to you. This is crazy. Look at this thing.
All right.
It looks like it was designed to tell kids about hurricanes, but it is terrifying when you look at it.
Oh my God, it is.
Like, do not attempt to travel in flooded areas. People escaping floodwaters as a last resort. Do not stay in the attic. You could become trapped. Literally, they're like, get on the roof, call 911.
I like how the dude on the roof is just like, haha, I'm calling 911.
Right?
Woo! Unfazed.
Man, I heard on the radio that there's an island that apparently has only one road leading to it. And on the island, of all the people that decided to stay, 26 were fire and rescue and police officers. But then there were just another 26 people that decided to stay there. And I was like, all right, I understand cops and everything. They probably have like a system in place, right? But everyone else, the other 26, sometimes I wish you could just be like, get out. We're making you leave. It seems like I know personal freedoms and whatnot, but come on. You are now putting yourself in danger. It's going to put all these other people in danger. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're on an island with one road. That road is probably gone now.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely gone, without a doubt.
I just can't. I'm like, maybe you should just flee. And I guess some people don't have the ability to do so, but
yeah,
still,
that's true too.
I have to imagine that if the government was doing its job, it'd be like, look, we'll put you up in a place. Get out.
Yeah, but they're probably not doing their job.
You are correct.
We got a weather request for Muncie, Indiana, home of Garfield the cat, the joy of painting, and failed show Armed and Famous.
What?
Yes.
The failed show Armed and... Here we go. Armed and Famous. Armed and Famous.
Armed and Famous.
What would have been... What was that? Eric Estrada. What? Jack Osborne. Trish Stratus.
What
the hell? LaToya Jackson.
Yeah, what is this?
What was this show? It was on ABC, or is that CBS? What's the one with the eye?
With the eye. I think that's CBS. Yeah, it's CBS. I know what you're talking about now.
Oh, I guess this is a show where they're all going to learn to be cops.
Oh, I see. Actually, I think I kind of remember the who's a what's it for this.
I can't. Like I just realized that Wee Man is in this show. Trish Stratus, Eric Estrada, and Wee Man and LaToya Jackson. Who's the other guy? There's just one other guy that I don't know who this person is. Who is this? Oh, the other guy is Jack Osborne. Wow. He doesn't look like himself at all.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
Jack Osborne has gone through many, many, many looks. I remember fat Jack Osborne. I remember curly hair Jack Osborne. You know what? There's so many Jack Osborne. Now Jack Osborne has he actually looks old. Damn, Jack, what happened?
I think I only remember reality show Jack Osborne.
Yes, where he had his little curly hair and the big glasses. Yeah. Now he's has multiple divorces and shit. People got old so quickly.
I know. Shit's crazy. Anyway, this is Muncie, Indiana. So I mean, Garfield the cat was born here, and then Bob Ross stuff. So I mean, 87 degrees Fahrenheit currently, 15% chance of rain through 7 p.m. on this Sunday. 93 degrees for the high. Pretty hot. 72 for the low. Humidity 57%. Pressure 29.98 inches. Visibility 10 miles. Wind 10 miles an hour. Dew point 70. UV index 1 of 10. And a waning gibbous moon.
Are they getting hit by rain this week?
Yes, they're getting hit by rain right now. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Chance of rain 50%. Then Monday, 84. Scattered thunderstorms. Tuesday, 79 with AM showers. Then You get Wednesday 80, mostly sunny, Thursday 79, sunny, and then you have multiple days in a row of partly cloudy, averaging out at about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So a lot of clouds, but still pretty warm. That's Muncie, Indiana.
Yeah, there's a Garfield statue in Muncie's historic district.
Wait, the Garfield statue trail is Garfield, but it's many Garfield statues.
Oh, it's like in cities when they do like all the statues are unicorns.
Oh my God, yeah, there it is.
That's amazing. I love this.
Now that's a trail I'd go down. Old Garfield trail.
Hell yes.
At the end of it, there's the Garfield gift shop. That's a lot.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh, it's so good.
That's actually a really good Garfield gift shop. You can get some weird-looking Garfields in there.
So many weird-looking Garfields. They got it looks like one Garfield's like a Russian Garfield. What the hell is this?
That's definitely a Russian Garfield.
There's a pirate Garfield in the background. There's a Garfield riding another Garfield.
Yeah, that's that's the wonky Garfield.
This is great. I love this.
Oh my God.
Bring your camera. That's my favorite. Things to bring: camera, friends, and family.
It's actually pretty close to where you used to live in Ohio.
Yes. Everything's pretty close to where I used to live in Ohio if you're looking for like things no one wants to look at. Yes.
I don't know. I want to look at that Garfield. Maybe not
that would
for
give
long,
you
though.
5 minutes of entertainment, and then you'd be like, all right.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess we'll go look at the Bob Ross Museum.
Yeah. That's the weather.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right, let's go to sports.
Sports. There's actually not a whole bunch going on in sports. We got football. Preseason just ended. Pretty much, it's the preseason. Now the actual season is coming up, so that's what matters most because the games count. Then in the NBA, still about a month away from that happening. At least preseason, I think. Then hockey, still about a month away from that preseason. And baseball. We're getting towards the end of baseball, but not enough to really go in depth about it that much. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let's check the standings. We gotta at least see some standings here.
I can't believe you have chosen to skip over Gardner Minshew.
Oh my God, I almost forgot about it. You're right. Hold on, let me do the baseball standings first. Tampa Bay Rays first place. They are at 82 and 48, pretty solid. 5.5 up on the Yankees. Then you got the White Sox, 10.5 up on Cleveland. Houston 6 games up on Oakland. And you got Boston and the Yankees fighting for the wild card over there, as well as Oakland and Seattle right there. Ooh. Then in the East, or the NL, you got Atlanta with Philadelphia 4.5 back. You got Milwaukee in first in the Central. You got San Francisco in first in the West with the Dodgers. 2 games back of that. And then the wild card being fought for by the Padres and the Reds. And that is baseball standings. So, like you said, we had big news. Gardner Minshew was traded. That's right. He is now a member of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
of all the places he could go, that I think he actually would start there. I think
it's possible because right now they have their one quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Like he's not a definitive starter over there. In fact, I think they did this trade because they're kind of needing some insurance in case things go wrong, which it's very possible because he's had some good games, he's had some bad games, so it's kind of like I don't know, and he's not.
I don't have any talent at all when it comes to football, so I'm not going to judge anyone. But I would say if you put the two of them side by side, I feel like Minshew is a more talented QB.
I mean, he's definitely played in more games, and
he has a better mustache. He has a better mullet. I don't know anything about his skill, but he looks better in cut off shirt. If you give him a hat that looks like a trucker hat. Minshew can wear it better. All I'm saying is the things you need to be a QB, he does well.
I mean, here we go. If we are looking at
don't bring stats into this.
I'm bringing stats into it because I'm a football nerd. So if we take a look at this, Jalen Hurts versus Gardner Minshew. All right. Last year, Jalen Hurts had his only year played. It was 1-3 with 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Minshew is 7-13 with 5,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So he's got a better quarterback rating. He's got a higher completion percentage. He's got more experience. Honestly, I think he's better.
That's what I'm saying.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if Minshew starts some games this year or just takes over.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if the world of Philadelphia can handle a good old boy from Florida. We'll see. We'll see real quick.
We will see.
I have no idea what's going to happen in that city.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Honestly, I'm right. Plus, it's the NFC East, which is one of the biggest shit show divisions in the entirety of football.
Yeah. He could shine there.
Oh, yeah. No, it's going to be good. I'm excited. So, that's sports.
Okay, what is our weird fact that probably I know but don't actually of the day?
Here we go. Big fact of the day. The different colors of Fruit Loop cereal all taste the same. They're not individual flavors.
You know what? I think everyone knew that, That, in a way, you may not have known it, but you, understood it. Because when it goes in the bowl, it all tastes the same.
Yeah, but it does mess with your mind a bit. Because I've had some thoughts where I was like, you know what? I don't think they're different tastes. But sometimes you look and you're like, maybe they got a little bit of different taste to them. You know?
Do you think it's because of the color? Because we eat with our
eyes? It is. It's definitely the color. Because you see they're different with the colors, and you're like, well, they got to have different flavor. Like Skittles, you got different flavored Skittles, or I guess M&Ms don't. But still, some people still are like, I want the green M&Ms. But it's it literally tastes the same.
I mean, I don't know the Skittles world. I don't do nothing with Skittles. I don't mess with Skittles. They're too sugary for me.
I used to eat Skittles, but then I haven't really eaten Skittles. But I heard that they got rid of lime Skittles, which those are one of the best flavors.
They don't have green Skittles anymore?
They have green, but now they're green apple Skittles. Nobody wants green apple Skittles. You want lime Skittles.
No more lime Skittles. Lime Skittles are back, but only for a limited time.
Limited time?
May 21st, 2021.
Bring them back.
Says they are. It says they're back for a limited time. Oh, never mind. In the form of all lime Skittles.
What
the hell?
So you just buy
That's too much lime. That's far too much lime.
The whole point of the lime is you're blended in with all the other Skittle flavors, so you get a good balance. Who is running this Skittles company?
I mean, someone who doesn't understand Skittles. I'm starting to wonder if most people understand any of the products they actually sell. I feel like at a certain point, everything that becomes big is taken over by people who don't quite get it, and then they're just like, make us money, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, now, here's the thing. I don't know if I've even tried a green apple Skittle. I don't really want one, though. But maybe now I should go out and buy a lime and a green apple and then do a taste test.
Between a lime and the actual concept of a lime and green apple?
Of a Skittle. Because you got to see which one blends.
Good luck with all that. I don't know if that will work, but I mean, we each got to do our own scientific research. The science is out. We'll wait for you to figure it out for us.
I will. I'll be the scientist here. I'll figure it out.
You will forget 2 minutes after this podcast ends.
Probably, yeah. But as of right now, I'm pretty excited to do this taste test.
All right. I believe in you.
That's your random fact.
All right. What's our big news story of the day?
Big news story of the day. Who puts a cow in a Buick? A cow spotted in the back seat at McDonald's drive-thru.
Who puts a cow in a Buick?
So here it is.
Is there a photo? Oh my God. That is a cow in a car. How'd it get in there? Is it alive?
I guess we're going to learn. Where do you think this happened at?
I'm going to say Florida.
No, that's a guess for like randomness of it, but like think like all right, we're thinking dairy.
Minnesota.
Close. Wisconsin.
You know what? Cheese was involved, of course.
Exactly. It's got to be this Wisconsin. Spotted in a car at McDonald's drive-thru in Wisconsin, a cow, all of it. Jessica Nelson of Mosinee pulled into the drive-thru of McDonald's in Marshfield on Thursday, and she looked up to see a cow in the backseat of a Buick sedan 3 cars ahead of her. I thought it was fake at first. Who puts a cow in a Buick? She told the Associated Press. Then its whole head moved.
Oh, my God.
She quickly picked up her phone and shot a video of the bovine.
Wait, what was her order?
I don't know. The cow's order or her order?
Would it be weird if you pulled into, like, a burger place and got a burger with a cow in your backseat? Would that be, like, strange?
That would be kind of weird, yeah. It could have been his friends and family. You don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little weird.
I just took the video because I was blown away. There was a cow in the back of a Buick. She posted the video on her Facebook page with the caption, "A whole freaking cow. Tell me you live to live in Wisconsin without telling me you live in Wisconsin."
I love that my favorite part is she keeps mentioning there was a cow in the back of a Buick, as if for some reason any other car would be acceptable. Like, why would you put a cow in a Buick? That doesn't make any sense. That's a Jeep. That's a Jeep animal for sure.
So, we got some reasoning behind it. Nelson said that the family of the cow's owner saw the post and contacted her. They said that the cow is actually a calf. She said the owner had just purchased it and 2 other calves, which were in the back seat as well, but were lying down out of sight.
What?
At an auction.
They what? So they went to an auction, 4 cows, got 3 calves, and were like, well, we didn't bring a trailer. Throw them in the back.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this image, and this calf is... its head is the size of the armrest.
Yeah.
Or like that the headrest in the back.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if there are 3 others in there, they were like, that doesn't seem comfortable at all.
2 others. But still, that's a tight fit.
Yeah, it doesn't seem, I don't know.
It is Wisconsin, so I mean.
They're like, oh, get in there, eh? You can do it there. Okay.
You like cheese?
You're going to make lots of cheese for me, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Wisconsin many a times, and it's pretty spot on.
Great. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for us. Thanks so much for listening and watching. However you're enjoying this podcast, Crendor, hit me with them socials.
Socials. We got youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast, all one word. That's where I take weather requests from. That's also where these go up on YouTube. And if you cut off the podcast part, you find all the animations on youtube.com/Cox and Crendor. Also, we're on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. We're all over, except for the places we're not. So go find us on those if you would rather listen over there. Also, follow us on our main stuff, youtube.com/Jesse Cox, youtube.com/Crendor, twitch.tv Jesse Cox, twitch.tv Crendor, Facebook Jesse Cox, Facebook Crendor, Twitter Jesse Cox, Twitter Crendor, Patreon Jesse Cox, Patreon Crendor, YouTube Warhammer Crendor. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's it. We'll see y'all next time. And as always,
I'm going to shake the rhino again because I forgot to talk about the rhino last time I shook him.
To be continued?